Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corner Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13. This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Odorous from War. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Hello.
Cherie, it's awesome that you could join us on the show. How's things going?
Oh, it's going great. Really looking forward to this tour. Truly, it's one of the most exciting moments of my life because I've always wanted to go to New Zealand and Australia. It has been for 40 years. So I am just absolutely thrilled.
We're excited. I mean, I'm really excited as well, personally, especially to hear some of the tracks off your new album, Reverie. It's amazing. And that title track, the chorus of that gives me goosebumps. Are you going to be playing that live?
You know, I won't be doing that song, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll be the next time I come out. Yes, it's it's a very big show and a lot of Runaways songs. And, you know, this record was one that, because we don't have a keyboard player, we kind of ran into difficulties of making that song the way we wanted it to be. So, yeah, it's unfortunate we won't be doing that tune. But there'll be a lot of fun surprises in the set.
You know, as you said, you're going to be playing some Runaways tracks as well, and I can't wait to hear those. And I hope we don't throw you off with our accent singing along.
Oh no, you couldn't. I love your accent. I hope I come back with it. That's what I hope. But yeah, it's going to be great. We're really going to give the fans what they want, and it's taken me a few years to get this show the way I think it'll really be great. So it's going to be fun times.
Oh, definitely. And going back to that track that I mentioned before, that is hands down one of the best vocal performances I've heard in a long time on an album.
What, on what song, Reverie?
Yeah. That's that. As I said, that chorus gives me goosebumps. Well,
thank you so much. It's pretty amazing because that whole song was just about one pass through. My son Jake and I wrote that song actually for a movie that was being shot in Paris. And there was talks about even David Bowie performing on that song, and then the movie didn't happen. So when Kim got so ill doing Reverie, working with us on that, we thought we've got to add this song to it. And then I wanted to call the album Reverie because there's never been an album titled that. So I'm so glad you like it. That is so neat, Nev. Thank you.
That's all right. I know. I've listened to it like 100 times. And, yeah, no, I really mean it. The vocal delivery on that is just amazing. And to hear that, you know, you were talking to Bowie about doing it as well?
Well, they were discussing it with him. Of course, this was probably 3 years ago, about having him come on board for that song. It just this is what the producers were thinking about. Isn't that something? Wow.
Oh, that is.
What a lot.
I know, right?
Yes.
And you jam out on Rebel Live.
Yes, and I've been trying to come up with doing a more extensive tribute to him, and of course my band is in Germany, so we've been going back and forth on the telephone to I've got a couple ideas. I hope that we could pull it off, but I've been doing Rebels for the last 6 years because I just loved his live version of that song, and I just always have to pay homage to the people that really made a big difference in my life.
I mean, Bowie for me was also pretty important, and you know, as you said, it was pretty sad loss. So
yeah, devastating. It's truly one of those things that I guess when I found out that he had passed away, I actually had the flu at the time and about 103 fever, and in a way, I'm grateful because I think had I not been so deathly ill at the time, I would have just hit the floor, you know, because without him, I never would have been in this business. So that's a true tragic loss. We've lost a lot. We've lost a lot of great people this year already.
It sucks. It really sucks. This year sucks. I'm not a fan of 2016.
No, me either. And Lemmy from Motorhead and Prince. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. But anyhow, we'll move on to a nicer subject.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but you got to pay your tributes as well. But of course, about you, the influence of your music is still so prominent to this day, and you can hear it in so many bands. do you ever turn on the radio or TV and sort of hear that for yourself and say, hang on, that's my jam?
Actually, that has happened a couple of times. Well, again, I always have to think back that the Runaways was what I loved so much, and what I continue to love about the music is that anyone can sing it and anyone can play it. And I think that that's why the kids really gravitate towards that, because it has a real rawness and a crunchiness and just that really heartfelt, what Kim Fowley would call do, that isn't around that much. But I'll hear it and think, wow, that really sounds like this song or that song. And but, of course, I just kind of let it go after that. But I'm very grateful that we helped with a lot of bands like the Go-Go's and even Courtney Love. And, that this movie really opened the doors for a whole new generation of people that appreciated what we were doing as 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. So that's really neat.
Do you get that a lot? Do you get a lot of young kids these days coming up going, you've been such a massive influence on me, like I found your records or I watched the movie or and now I'm playing guitar or singing. Do you get that a lot these days? Yes,
I do. And it's shocking to me because, 20 years ago I thought that the Runaways had all but been forgotten. And I'll never forget Madonna piece. I think it was even herself, expressing, or could have been in a Rolling Stone or something, that she was the very first one to wear a corset on stage. And I went, wow, the Runaways really have been forgotten, because I was the one that did that.
Yeah, that's right.
And, yes. So, and I hadn't listened to the Runaways music for about 20 years after I left the band, because it was just such a raw hurt for me, because I missed them all. And I for Sandy West, who I stayed extraordinarily close to, it was a very raw wound. But then when we came together to actually sue Polygram and Kim Fowley to get our royalties finally after decades of being ripped off, then I could listen to the music again, and I actually watched some videos and was so surprised at really the magic that the five of us had together. It was something extraordinary that the Runaways, after I left and Jackie left, didn't have, and they didn't last. But I so wish that I could have hung in there a little bit longer. But it just was a toxic environment. And we were going right back to the UK as well. And I thought, I was actually discussing a little earlier with another interview, and I said, had we been going to Australia instead of back to the UK, I probably would have stayed in the band. That's how important going to Australia has been. I would have stuck it out, and who knows what would have happened, but it wasn't in the cards.
Yeah. Well, you got close. You got to Japan. Most bands go to Japan, then come here,
I know, and I don't quite understand why we weren't heading right to you. That was a big mistake.
Well, you're going to make up for it. I'm sure of that. This tour is going to be pretty damn amazing. I mean, I've got a couple of friends' bands that are opening for you guys as well, like Smoking Martha opening for you guys in Brisbane.
Oh, neat. Well, I certainly hope you're going, Nev, because you should reach out to John, and we got to make that happen.
Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm so not going to miss this. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous about taking this interview because I hold you in such high regard. So I don't think I'm going to be missing this tour whatsoever. It's going to be something special for me.
Oh, no. Good. You can't miss it. And hey, I'm just a chainsaw carver from the San Fernando Valley, my friend.
Do you know how cool that is,
though? I love being on stage. That's probably the easiest, most delightful thing for me to do. And it's something that I love, and I was born to do it. And I'm just so grateful that I get to do it for you. It's a mind blower to me.
Well, it's going to be such an amazing show, and I'm really looking forward to it. And also hearing, of course, the Runaways tracks, your own tracks, and the little surprises that you're going to throw in there. Are there any other hints you could throw us in for any other surprises?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned that I've got my live album that's going to be available, my Live in London album. And I wrote a song for Susie Quattro for her new movie that is actually being produced there in Australia.
Oh,
wow. And the thing is that she lives in London, and she liked the song so much that she joined me on stage in London for that, and we captured that on the live record. And I'll tell you, talk about being starstruck. I turned, and there she was, even though we had rehearsed it. Even through the rehearsal, I was so stunned to see her. But when she walked out for real, I forgot where I was in the song.
Wow.
Just stood there and just, but I pulled it off. So, just some really fun, cool tunes that I really loved in the Runaways movie as well that we're going to do. And it's just going to be an uplifting, fun show.
It's going to be amazing. Well, we're going to go to the title track from Reverie now. Cherie, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us tonight. And we'll, of course, see you in Brisbane at the Trivet on May 26th.
It was an honor to talk to you, and I can't wait to shake your hand, Nev. I'll see you soon.